Strikeforce fighter, Tim Kennedy. How's it going, man?
Greetings. It is going well.
Good stuff, good stuff. So we want to talk a little bit about the Strikeforce card this weekend. But I was reading some comments online, and what was the story? You were willing to face Jacare for this card?
I was willing to fight like Santa Claus if it beat me within 20 pounds.
All right.
Jacare was definitely somebody that I said I'd fight, but Santa Claus and Jacare declined, so never came to fruition.
Nice. So you're itching to get back in the cage at this point?
I mean, if itching was like, I thought that I'd box and make my skin, I had to get them really, really bad. If that's what you mean by itching, then yes. If just that doesn't really seem like I want to get in there really bad.
Right.
Itching would be an understatement.
Okay, man. For sure. I've made the understatement of the year. So let's look at this card, and this card is like a really impressive Strikeforce card from top to bottom. Every fight has guys that people know. Obviously, starting at the bottom in the prelims, we have Roger Bowling.
Yeah, pretty awesome. People make a lot of comments about how like the Strikeforce roster is hurting for people, but in truth, when they can just throw together a card, even with injuries and whatnot, this is a great card.
Yeah, for sure. So Roger Bowling's going to be taking on Brandon Sailing. I don't know much about Brandon. Do you?
I don't. Are you Canadian, though?
Yes, I am.
All right. I was just making sure. Because if you say boot one more time, and I didn't ask about it, I was going to get really uncomfortable. So now I know it's out there. We can just continue with the interview.
All right.
Roger Bowling's awesome. I don't know anything about the other guy. Pretty much from Smith on, there's those, the top 5 fights are the one I'm like super pumped about. The prelims are good, but it's going to be a good night of fights.
For sure. So let's talk about some better-known guys. Ryan Couture is fighting Connor Hune. This is a big step up for Ryan. What do you think?
It's a big step for Ryan. He's I think he's great. And he has he doesn't have that passion that his pops had to go out there and finish fights and just fight the best guys. I've seen him just kind of squeak by for trying just to get the W. I think this might be a little bit more than he can handle. It's going to be a tough fight for him. I wouldn't be picking him if I was a gambler. I'm pulling for him. I want to see him do well, but it's going to be a tough fight for him.
Okay, let's keep moving up the card. We got Carlos Fedor versus Pat Healy. Last time we had you on the program, you said you liked Carlos Fedor in the fight with Wilcox. Yeah,
I still do. It seems like he shows up sometimes and sometimes he doesn't. So, I still think he's an underrated and amazing, very talented fighter. And I guess we just have to see who shows up that night.
For sure. Next up on the list is a fight that a lot of people thought should have been on the main card, Sarah Kaufman versus Alexis Davis. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think it's an insult to Sarah Kaufman. I don't know what Strikeforce has against her, but they hate her. They keep on putting her on undercards. She's a prior champion. I'm not saying that she's not a beautiful woman, but she doesn't have the draw that like the Rousey has and Tate has and Cohen has, but like she is one heck of a fighter. So, I think they always do her a disservice by not, in my opinion, she should be fighting for the title. And she deserves to be, and hopefully she'll put on a performance that night that the matchmakers will agree. But she's the next best girl at 135.
Okay, we'll move on to the main card then. We have Scott Smith. I believe he's lost 2 or 3 fights in a row. What do you think about this fight?
My pro debut was a loss to Scott Smith.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. I've known him for a long time. He's good. He's tough. I don't know if he has the desire to keep up and to keep going out there and having battles. It seems like his body just can't take what he used to be able to take. And he was kind of like the Rocky Balboa comeback king. I know he still has the knockout KO power, and I think that Smith should probably win with a knockout in this fight. But I'm just worried about some of the abuse that he's had throughout his career and some of the battles that he's had.
Okay, we'll keep going here. Jacare's on the card. He's fighting, I don't want to screw up this name too bad, obviously, Bristol Mirande. Do you know that name?
No, I don't know that name.
Well, anyways, Jacare's fight.
That's nice. I lose the title, and I have to fight. Who do I have to fight? I have to fight Melvin Manhoff, and I have to go from Melvin Manhoff to Robbie Lawler.
Right.
Jacare loses the title, and he gets to fight Bristol Mirande. I don't know what I need to do, but I'm going to be sending Sean Shelby like a bottle of scotch or something and be like, hey, I'm Brazilian. Why don't you start giving me guys that are 12-6 that nobody has heard of before, that doesn't have a win over anybody?
For sure, man, for sure. Let's see, what's next? Oh, a Japanese name I can screw up. So, Paul Daly is making his return to Strikeforce. Do you want to attempt this name for me, or?
Kuzawa Misaki?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's good. Again, one of those guys that isn't as known over here. He's fought as a middleweight, so that's why I know him. He's he's kind of a journeyman in my opinion, in the sense that he's like 24-10 or 24-11. He has losses to big names. He has wins over some big names. He beat Joe Riggs in a spectacular fashion, but then he lost to Santiago and Melvin Manhoff. So,
wow,
he's good. He's experienced. It's not going to be the easy fight that Paul Daly I think thinks it's going to be. Paul definitely has the power in this, but Misaki I think is more well-rounded than Paul is. So if that fight goes in the later rounds, it'd be curious to see how it goes. I think Misaki's he's like 50-50 and wins by submission and knockout. Paul Daly, of course, we know his strengths are, but so we'll see if Paul's continuing to develop as a wrestler and a jiu-jitsu guy. If not, then we might be surprised where this W goes.
For sure. Okay, so co-main event time. We got KJ Noons versus Josh Thompson. Awesome fight.
It's a great fight. Two guys that come into the center of the ring and throw down. KJ is insane. I'm not sure,
Right.
He's that guy. I have such respect for him and guys that fight like him that just go into the center of the ring and throw punches, or takedowns. They just want to fight. They're not going to try to keep you and jab you to a 5-round decision win. They're going to go out there and want to knock you out. This is, and fortunately for him, Josh Thompson is one that can go out there and scrap. My worry for KJ is his conditioning. Josh is, if Josh has been training like I assume he has, and he does when he's getting ready for the best fights, he's a machine, and it's going to be a high-paced fight, and one that I'm not sure KJ is going to be able to keep up to. I think besides a first or second round knockout by KJ, I'm looking for a decision win by Josh.
Okay, and finally we have the main event, women's title fight, Miesha Tate versus Ronda Rousey. Our earlier guests tonight haven't been having much nice things to say about Ronda Rousey. What'd you think about this fight?
Well, I don't know how it's fair that a girl that has 4 fights and hasn't had a fight that goes further than like 53 seconds is fighting in a main event title fight. Again, it's
Brock
service
Lesnar all over again.
I know, exactly. I'm not saying that she's not good, and I'm not saying she's not going to be a champion. I'm just saying that it's too soon. And I think Miesha Tate has her number. I think Miesha's fired up. Looking at some of the training videos that I've seen of Miesha recently, and some of the pictures of just where her conditioning's at, unless we see an armbar in the first 50 seconds, I think Miesha's just going to smash her for the whole entire duration of the fight.
Wow. Hey, man, well, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Would you like to thank any sponsors, promote your Twitter or webpage?
First, thank the troops and the fans. You guys are why I do this. Love you and everyone. Ranger Up and the National Guard. They're the ones that put food on my table when I'm not fighting, and I haven't fought in a really, really long time. Too long. And and my Twitter is Tim Kennedy MMA at Tim Kennedy MMA, and my Facebook fan page is Tim Kennedy MMA, and my website is also Tim Kennedy MMA. So, National Guard, Ranger Up, thanks for everything, and fans and soldiers, keep watching and listening.
Awesome stuff, man. We appreciate it. We can always count on you to come on the show and break down the Strikeforce fights for us.
Yep, it's been a great time. And,
hopefully we can start talking about your fights coming up soon.
I would love to talk about nothing more than that.
All right. Okay, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, ciao.
Ciao.